So I've recently had a couple of people ask me about my fitness regime, my nutrition plan, and everything that I do to stay in peak physical shape, essentially, and how I'm able to maintain a low body fat whilst being able to eat the food that I love and be able to indulge a little more than somebody else that may be on a diet and struggling to lose weight. So for the past 5 years, I've been following a guy online, a guy called Greg O'Gallagher, and his style of training and his fitness program and whole fitness philosophy is around a concept that he created called Kino Body. Now, I came across this like 5 years ago during COVID because I was always struggling to maintain my physique. You know, my weight would tend to fluctuate quite a lot because I never used to know how many calories that I was eating per day. I would have breakfast, lunch, dinner. I was training 5 times a week, so I could get in really good shape, and then within like a couple of weeks, a month or so, I could put that weight back on and I'd notice it in my physique. Whereas what Greg teaches is, instead of you eating breakfast, you skip breakfast and you do an intermittent fast. You don't eat for the first 4 to 6 hours of your day, right? You don't have breakfast, you fast, and then you break your fast, you know, whatever time of day that is, 4 6 hours after you've woken up. You have a small meal, and then you have a bigger meal later in the evening, a big feast. So whatever that is, whether that's steak, chicken, potatoes, and you try and keep that meal plan consistent with what you're eating, right? But in the evening, you can have a bigger meal. And with that, you can enjoy something sweet. I have a massive sweet tooth, so I enjoy eating chocolate, cookies, cakes, brownies, and I'll have that in the evening, right? When it comes to training and fitness, instead of you training 5 6 days a week, being in the gym, having to hit every single muscle group every single day, you're only training, say, 2 or 3 days a week, and you're focusing on the key lifts. So whether that's your chest, your shoulders, focusing on overhead shoulder press, incline chest press. For your back, could be, lat pull downs, rows. For your shoulders, lateral raises. Legs, you can be doing squats, you can be doing Bulgarian split squats, you can be doing lunges, leg curls, leg extensions, and you only need to hit legs once a week. But the 3 sessions per week really are focused around like a push-pull legs style of training. And train 3 days a week, and to get your cardio in every single day and to be able to burn off fat and stay lean, you want to be getting at least 10,000 steps in every single day. If you're getting your step count in, you're able to stay a lot leaner, right? You don't need to be running and doing like intense cardio. You get at least 10,000 steps in every single day, which I think, all of us should be doing anyway. So that's it. 3 workouts per week, 10,000 steps every single day, 2 meals per day. And the goal is to be getting stronger, being lean, and looking like a movie star. The goal is to not be a bodybuilder, right? Because, especially the whole fitness industry, you see all these like, Instagram influencers and, all these fitness guys online, and, they're all encouraging, being in the gym 5 days a week, hitting every muscle group, like eating, getting your protein in, doing your meal planning, having to eat really healthy. And it's just not fucking realistic. It's just not realistic. Most people aren't going to spend their time doing meal prepping and spending 5 hours in the gym. Most people don't have time to do that, and I didn't have time to do that. I didn't want to be doing that, right? Like, I'm somebody that loves food, right? And I do like to indulge a bit, I can be quite gluttonous with my food, but I don't try and avoid that. I just fit it into my routine, and I fit the food into my calories, the food that I enjoy eating, right? And that's the great thing about Kino Body, because it's not just a fitness routine, it's a way of life, it's a philosophy, and when you build that habit into your routine, it's really incredible. Like, I've been doing this for 5 years, right? I've been following Greg's plan, and you know, fitness is just fun for me now. Like, staying lean is simple. Like, a lot of people say to me, Alto, how are you able to eat so much and still stay in really good shape? But the thing is, man, like, it wasn't always like that. Like, there were points, you know, in my early life, like when I was in my 20s, where I really struggled with my weight. There were times where I got fat, and then I would lose it, and then I'd put it back on, and I'd lose it, and it was really difficult for me to maintain and really stay in peak physical shape. Whereas like now, like, yeah, my weight may fluctuate a little bit. There may be times where I might let myself go a little bit, and I might consume more calories than I should, and I may notice I may not look as lean, but within a very short period of time, I can lose that weight and I can be looking lean. Like, I noticed at the start of this year, I kind of let my diet go a little bit, and I noticed that I didn't see my abs popping as much, but you know, I got locked in, started to cut down my calories a little bit, and within a couple of weeks, I look fucking great again, you know. And that's the beautiful thing about doing Kino Body, because you really have the freedom and flexibility to enjoy the food that you love, whilst you can enjoy your lifestyle too, and not be shackled by the world of fitness and health and nutrition. Because, you know, some guru says to you, you know, you need to be meal prepping, you need to be eating 3 meals a day and eating out of a fucking Tupperware. Like, it's just not fucking fun, man. It's really not. So yeah, intermittent fasting for me has been, you know, a real game changer, because I always used to be a breakfast guy. I would always have to eat my breakfasts before I started my day, whether that be like cereal or toast, or sometimes like a cooked breakfast. Whereas now, like, yeah, breaking my fast later in the day, having those first 4 to 6 hours of my day where I can be in a calorie deficit and my mind's a lot clearer, I can get a lot more done. It's just how we've evolved as human beings. You think about it, like cavemen, they used to have to go out and hunt for their food before they had something to eat. Like, and that's what I think, as human beings, we are built and designed to hunt and get things done the first 4 to 6 hours of our day. So you should be looking at that time as the time for you to be able to get done what you need to get done before you eat, right? So that's really what intermittent fasting programs you to do. So I'd recommend anyone that's, you know, if you're somebody that's struggled with your weight, or you struggled to lose weight, or struggled to get lean or stay lean, if you take intermittent fasting really seriously, it's an absolute game changer. You know, I don't believe we're really supposed to have breakfast. Like, if you enjoy breakfast and you really feel like you can't cut breakfast out of your diet, then perhaps you can, you know, just have a longer fast through the day. Like, if you really feel like you need that first meal of the day, then great, then have it. But yeah, there are very effective ways to stay lean, and for me, Kino Body just works. It fits my personality, it fits my lifestyle, and it has been an absolute game changer. And I'm so, like, grateful and so passionate about it, because I've seen what it's been able to do for my overall health and well-being, my physique, and just how much more simple fitness and health has become for me over the years. So yeah, hope that this message brought you value. Have a fantastic day.